Thank you for joining in today with Andrea Eichmann and Mark Peterson of the People's Patriot Project for this week's WeP3 Debrief. Find out what our crew has been working on to help support those who have given some and all to the pursuit of liberty and freedoms across Minnesota and the United States. Watch, listen, and support as we create the beacon of hope and opportunity in today's society that needs its heroes. Are you a veteran, first responder, or a patriot looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we want to be the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want to be part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to the WeP3 Debrief. Here's Andrea and Mark letting you know the mission. And as always, Patriot Pride.
What's up?
Hey, Monday. It's a Monday.
Oh, don't you threaten me.
Hey, we're one day down already this week. How do you like that?
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
unless
much
you're on-
over.
Yeah, unless you're on call or something.
Not no more.
All
Not
right,
no
perfect.
more. Not me. Weekend is
Perfect.
over. So, I really got to figure out how to do the radio intro like Mark does it. That's my next step, to work on that.
Perfect. You
It's
gotta have multiple screens, and I'm not quite sure how he does
yeah,
that.
it's a lot. It's a lot to figure out, for sure.
It is.
But
It
this
is. I know I've
is
thought of that
your.
too.
What's that?
I said it is a lot to figure out too, for sure.
This is the weekly debrief. This is where we come to let you know kind of a little bit about the show last night and what we got moving forward and what we've done as an organization in the last little bit. So, with that said, welcome to the debrief.
Welcome to the debrief. Here we are. WeP3 Debrief. And we don't have Peterson here.
Yeah,
He'd
he be busy.
Hopefully at work, not. Yeah, he's been kind of. I talked to him earlier. He picked up more shifts, so I guess we'll see him when he's done making $1 million. I don't know. I do not know. I do know that I would like to do a shout out to all of our viewers and participators last night.
Yes.
I don't know what it was about that show, but it touched my heart. It made me a little emotional to think that these two guys, Mark and John.
Uh-oh. I don't know if it's me or you.
Oh.
It's probably me. I've seen some connection issues, but sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm almost in Iowa, so it could be me too. You never know. Never know. Anyway, yeah. So it did you feel that same like little connection last night? Like.
Yeah, I think it was a culmination of just I wouldn't say it's an emotional time. It's just it's a time where a lot of things are going on. There's a lot of things happening in and around we'll say America that affects all of us. And it's disheartening, it's saddening, and then you add guys that have a fantastic story, but the path to get there wasn't necessarily a happy one at all points and turns, and it just kind of tugs on the heartstrings a little bit.
No, absolutely. They both have had their fair share. And Mark Ware already has contacted us to thank us again today, and he's got a big old heart, that guy, that's for sure.
Sure does. Oh, speaking of, if you got some time to stall and talk about how people can find us in different places for a minute, I'm gonna go try and get that slide pulled up.
Oh yeah, you can actually. Should I?
I'm sorry, I missed all
From
of
the
that.
show last night. Oop, I'll pull up this. I'll talk about. So our guest last night was Joshua Wielden, excuse me, and he is from way out in the Northwest Pacific area, and he actually the name of the group right now is the Northwest Pacific Vets, NWP Vets. I'm sorry, I apologize. I got a little guy who wants JUICE. Sweetie, we're all out of juice, baby. Okay, hang on. Um, it's a hectic moment in the car. Anyway, so he shared. Well, we got two little ones, and we're almost where we're going. It's been a long car ride and all that good stuff. So, ooh, ooh, ooh. So Pacific North. Oh, jeepers, Faith, yeah. Pacific.
Pacific
He's gonna settle for
Northwest.
water. He's good to Pacific Northwest Vets. And that's where you can find him on all his social media. I found him right there on Facebook, on the Book of Faces, and he's around. He's around everywhere. And so, Legion, VFW, Knights of Columbus, church stuff, not church stuff. He's all over. Oh, sorry, road got a little rough there. Just making fun of my dog. Okay, so anyway, um, he actually did a little firefighter action, just finishing up high school, and so he and Mark, it's okay. He and Mark had a connection that way because Mark's been a firefighter for a very, very, very long time, and then Josh, I have a lot of notes here. Brum, brum, brum. Anyway, then he decided to join the military. And when he got out of the military, man, the guy's been going to school and collecting degrees and using those degrees to help other people. So he started out at the VA in Seattle and just kind of guiding those who are stepping out of the service, guiding them through their benefits and what they could do and how they could use things. And then he moved into helping transitioning veterans, so making life choices and getting into new spaces. And from there, Josh moved on to creating Pacific Northwest Vets. And that's just because he has such a passion to try to put it all together. And what he found was being involved with the Legion and heavily on the VFW um, and the Knights of Columbus. He found that sometimes the best connections are made sitting down over a cup of coffee, maybe a adult beverage, or a cup of water. And so he has created that with the Pacific Northwest Vets, and he's been telling me all about it. And I mean, sometimes it's as simple as going to the local coffee shop, telling them what you're doing. They give you the coffee because they want to see those people in their space. And so, I mean, rock on, Josh. He's a great guy. Check him out at PNW Vets. Well, I would start with Facebook because that's where he puts a lot of his stuff. Cute little side story. I don't know if it's cute, but it's ironic, and it's one of those connections. I did the promo for last week. Peterson's been working so much, and so I wanted to try my hand at it. And Mark had sent some pictures. Mark Ware, music, and Joshua didn't, but we had visited with him, and he said just take whatever. Well, I pulled a picture of him, and then I pulled a picture of him and a buddy, thinking, you know what, that kind of represents what he does with PNW Vets. It happens to be a buddy that he lost to suicide about a year ago. That he actually was kind of excited that when he saw it, he's like, oh my gosh, I needed to think about him. I needed to say his name. I needed to remember him. And then, oddly enough, mental health what we deal with first and foremost. And so it all fit together like that. So that was Josh. Josh was a freaking awesome guest, and he's a great guy. And he's open if you ever. Okay, rumble strips. Sorry, I'm gonna hand this over to Jonathan to talk about our music.
Yeah, we got a show full of guests today. So last night, as Andrea had mentioned before, we had our music was handled by Mark Ware. He's been around quite a while. The first song called "It's Gonna Take a Miracle." I normally do a little lead in, but the songs kind of spoke for themselves this time. So the first song called "It's Gonna Take a Miracle." This was basically talking backstory. He said this is his second run at doing music full time, and he was doing some good things, and he was basically playing the same circuits as Mark Wells and Jason Aldean and people like that before they all made it big. And then he ended up losing his 14-year-old daughter, and it kind of sent him a little bit over the edge, and got to a point where he was drinking pretty heavily, and he ended up pretty much ruining everything he had built in his life for the most part. I mean, he had his son and he was taking care of his kid, but his career was done as a firefighter. His career was done as a musician, more or less. And then he just kept going, and opportunity came knocking, and a friend of his was working on getting the studio up and running again, and asked if Mark would come on and do the country music in the studio. And the song "It's Gonna Take a Miracle" was what he chose to record, and it just so happened that a friend of his from Alabama had sent it to him. So even though he didn't write it, the song coincidentally ended up being the story of his life, more or less. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool tale. Is it a tale? It's truth. So it's a pretty cool story. Second song, "Shooting Whiskey, Killing Time." He was telling someone about his story and how he lost it all and had gone astray for a while. And then he said when he was in that space, there was always time for drinking whiskey and killing time. So that's the premise of that song. And then we finished out the night with a song called "I Can't Touch You." And this is another little portion of his life. He was raising his son after a divorce, and had some pretty traumatic things happen to his with his girlfriend and her daughter at the time. And they ended up having to bury his girlfriend's daughter. And he said at that point he realized that God had made him strong enough to handle it, and that basically was the ensuing a relationship with her after that, and realizing that he was strong enough to face all of his problems at that point. So also, before I read over this little side note at the bottom that I wrote down here, there's a new song coming out on the 19th, so that's 4 days, July 19th. And we'll hope to have it out on social media and on WeP3 Radio as soon as we get our hands on it. But yeah, that's the 411 on Mark Ware. Also, I wasn't able to get the photo loaded up. We are going to work on that, but I'd had some issues with my computer this weekend, and I'm not prepared to upload things from my phone to my computer at this point. But anyways, he mentioned a cruise that he was on as a musician, and from what I gather, it's more of like you get to hang out, right? The cruise will depart from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for the Bahamas on March 14th through the 17th of 2025. It's all inclusive. The names of the other artists that are going to be there Jesse Keith Whitley, Wade Jennings, Mark Ware, Caden Wilson, Sam Lowe, Eric Lee Bettingfield, and Kaylee Rose. It seems like an amazing time. And we will get this posted up as soon as we can so that you can get a look at it as well. And it's through Royal Caribbean. So pull out your cruise points and let's get to it. I've never been on a cruise. I'm just getting into the comments over here.
Yeah, I was trying to say it was probably Peterson's butt, not a rumble strip.
Iowa? Y'all going to Iowa, you said?
Yes, I am officially on Highway 9 in Iowa.
Isn't that one of Peterson's favorite places, isn't it?
It is. I know he refers to it as God's country.
Yes, he does quite often.
Yeah.
Refer to it as God's country.
Look at my co-pilot.
Hey, that was our guest earlier.
No, that's this one over here.
You was our guest earlier. Hey, how you doing?
Say hi.
Thanks for coming on the weekly debrief with us.
You might be tired of being in a car seat. It might be a thing.
Oh, that was rough when we had youngins traveling.
It is rough. I see that Terry Daniels is in the house too. Thank you, Terry. But
Correct.
Did anybody see Jeremy yet today?
I did not, and it's already crossed my mind that we need to reach out to Jeremy after this.
Absolutely, and see what he's up to. That's going to be a definite need.
So that covers last night's show, Andrea. So what have we been up to? I know we've done some prep work for with Reads Across America and things like that. Got a lot of things going on with Christmas in July. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. And I will add a link when we're done here. But so I'm going to say, hey, Minnesota, if you are in Minnesota and you would like to donate a wreath, please go look at our link when I get it up there. You can order it through or by connecting the People's Patriot Project, and then we get a kickback as well for our nonprofit. There's a vetting process, and I like it because that means all of the other groups that are sponsoring wreaths on there are also very well vetted. Christmas in July, you don't have to buy just one wreath. You can buy more than one. There's $17 again this year. I don't know where you can find a wreath for $17, quite honestly. A real wreath from Maine. That part doesn't even matter. But and then we have thousands and literally thousands of volunteers that will come and place those wreaths for you on December 14th this year. We have a little ceremony. We're just getting started on those details. But at our board meeting, which we had the other night, we also talked about possibly looking at a few more cemeteries around the country, not to run the program whatsoever, but to be a part of sponsoring wreaths around the country because, man, I just know Fort Snelling is a huge cemetery, and the wreaths, even though there are a lot that are donated, it doesn't look like a lot when you start putting them out there. So, with that being said, keep an eye out for those kinds of things. I hurt my tummy muscles. That, and then what else did we talk about, Jonathan? We had an awesome board meeting.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't too awesome.
I closed that sheet. Otherwise, I would go look it up. But I closed that sheet out. Unfortunately.
The notes sheet or the minutes?
Yeah, the minutes.
Yeah, I just looked at it this morning too. Well, we do have a couple really cool guests coming. Yes. Mitch, and I just forgot his last name.
Mitch Mackey, Vietnam War involvement.
Yes, and he will be an awesome. Mackey, is that like the Is that like the shark or the fish or whatever? Maki?
I'm
Mahi. That's
thinking,
Mahi.
and I don't want to presume, but it sounds very like tough man type, like brr.
Oh, yeah, like rawr. Like
Yeah.
Jocko. Like that
Yeah.
tough.
Oh,
Yeah. And then coming with Mitch will be our friend Chris Turner. Chris got a new song or 2 or 5 out, and so we're gonna I know there's one for sure.
yes. Cannot wait.
And he's been super busy down there, so I'm super excited. Super excited to get caught up. It's been a while. I sent
Yep.
him a couple messages and sounds like he's doing good. So yeah, look forward to seeing him on the show.
I'm gonna drop this in here. If you like the music from Mark Ware last night and the music from Chris Turner that we're going to have next week, you haven't heard that yet, but I'm sure it's going to be good. All his old stuff is too. And all his old stuff's already up on the radio. So go check us out, WeP3 Radio. There's the link. Grab it, copy, paste. Go check us out. It's a lot of veteran first responder musicians on there. There's not a whole lot of talk and ad time or anything like that. It's pretty much just 24-hour, 7 days a week. Great music.
Yeah, it is great music. It's so great that sometimes you do get to hear the same song more than once a day. That's what happens when you play random, right? We need to load up. We have so much more music, you guys, and so we're gonna get that all put together so it will be one rockin' station.
Heck yeah.
Peterson's out there. Do you have anything to add, Peterson? I think that can we talk about Mark even more? No, rumble strips don't smell funny in Iowa. They're just on the road. Smell like I ran over a Peterson. That's all. Brrr, bum, bum.
So, Andrea, stall for me for a second. I wanted to talk about something, and I got to go pull up the information.
Okay, let me think about something. Did you hear the one about a man walked into a? I'm horrible at jokes. A man walked into a bar. Hold on. Hunter, hi. You got any good jokes, buddy? No, he's out of jokes too. I gotta look one up. What
Oh
is the
my
best
goodness.
joke? What's the best joke for today? Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Siri? Do you hear me?
Oh, why are you talking to your phone like that, man?
I'm on my daughter's phone. I almost said my sister, but I got some dad jokes. Do you guys ever watch the hunter jokes? Hunting blind jokes?
Yes. Oh, those dudes are funny.
Okay. There's the hunting blind, and then there's the ones where they sit on the they sit out on the dock too. Okay, it gives me so many. What did the horse say? This is for you, Amanda. What did the horse say after it tripped? There's Jeremy. Thank you for being here. I wanted alligator for dinner, but I only have a crock pot. That is a good one. That is a good one. I think I just got locked in here by myself. The horse said, "Help, I've fallen and I can't giddy up." Oh, nay. Nay, not nay. No, it's giddy up. Oh, foul. Do I have another horse one? You guys will get this one.
Go
It's
for
better.
it.
What do you call a well-balanced horse?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. Stable, but that doesn't seem very silly to me. That seems like kids that are trying to be funny in a car and then they just say, like, why is Jonathan got no
Oh,
hair?
she got it.
And they
She's
just laugh.
here.
There. Clicked it.
Oh, it's funny.
Did you hear about the man from Nantucket?
Nope.
He had a hole in his bucket. Yeah, Amanda, this is true. Look at that. Barn is a stable place in an unstable world. It's relaxing, isn't it?
All right, I got it.
You ready?
Yes.
Peterson's
And I
gonna play the
couldn't find
game.
it. For some reason, my brain just decided to start working. I have
I don't
moments.
get it. I don't get it, Peterson. He's gonna have to explain later because Jonathan's ready.
So when we're talking about things that came up, I'd just like to give a huge shout out to Stuart and Paige Kelton down here in South Louisiana. They invited us to their private fireworks show, which we talked about. Anyways, we got to go out there and see the fireworks show, and they did a fundraiser for the People's Patriot Project at their event. And we got word back. We raised $550 of that fundraiser, and we didn't have to do anything, but we didn't even have to be there. Honestly, thanks for the invite. But they did everything, man. It was fantastic. Stuart and Paige Kelton, Coastal Electric, Marine Electric Supplies. That's family business of theirs. Thank you. We are blessed.
And not that only that, but they spoiled you with the great fireworks show.
Yeah, it was quite awesome. If I'm being honest, it was one of the best fireworks shows I've seen in a while.
That is very cool. Look at this guy who just showed up. Missed you last night, Mr. Williams the Fourth. We'll have to send the personal invites out, I guess. Mark, that was me. I was gonna try to actually type a message to Peterson.
Oh, that's gotcha.
Yeah, I couldn't type and feed a baby and bounce around in the back of the car, so I
Gotcha. So I think that pretty much covers what we've done. Coming up, I know Andrea said we're going to be busy planning with Reads Across America for a push in Christmas in July. And then moving forward, there's some things we're working out. I got some more meetings to go to tomorrow to hopefully finalize some details on what we got planned coming up here in South Louisiana. Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's all I got, anyways.
We did actually kind of, and Raquel and I had a little bit more conversation about a venue. We're looking at where we'll do the Shock and Awe Fest down there in the Thibodaux, Homa area. No decisions whatsoever, but hopefully in the next couple months we'll have all that rolling.
Very soon.
You know what scares me to even say that in a couple months we'll be planning like a spring break. That is just ridiculous to me. Let's just live in the summer. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
But it is what it is.
Crazy, for sure.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
Raquel, speaking of Raquel, she does a lot of stuff with Start Corporation and American Foundation for Suicide Prevention as well. And she is going to have several classes coming up for suicide prevention to kind of talk to people about how to approach that situation if you're ever in that situation. So if anyone locally to South Louisiana is interested in doing that, there will be 3 dates coming up. I want to say in the next 2 months, month and a half. So if you're interested in that, make sure you reach out and we can get the information for you as it comes to us. But we are going to be trying to help her fill those. I will be attending one of those classes for sure, but we're going to be trying to help fill some of those slots in those classes as well. I think the more people that know, the better. So.
Yes. Peterson and we talked about that the other night too. Raquel and I, it would be really cool if we could round up enough people up here, and like she doesn't really want to like overcharge just for supplies, but if we could get enough people signed up that we could get her a ticket up here to come and run the training, that would be very cool. Be very, very cool.
For sure.
So we'll see about that. And the books aren't very expensive, so it would be a relatively certified class, a relatively affordable certified certification class. There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, something to definitely keep in mind. Ask us about it if you like that idea. I'm just looking at our notes. Is there anything else? Peterson, you're there too. Is there anything else we need to touch on? And I'll count to 1, 2. Oh yeah. When I was talking about Reads Across America, there we are also on Reads Across America Radio, and I forgot to mention that at the beginning. My brain might have been bouncing around back here.
From them rumble strips.
Iowa rumble strips. Okay, wait a minute. On the topic of rumble strips, so in Minnesota and most other places I've been, we have speed bumps, right? You got to slow down and you go bump over them. Jonathan, do you have speed bumps down there in Thibodaux?
Typically only in residential areas where they try to keep people from going 55 in a residential area.
Yeah. And are they called a speed bump?
Yes. Traffic control devices is what they're called.
Whoa, that's a big... Okay, because when I've been down in the South, like, first time I ever saw this, I was in Texas, probably near South Padre Island. And they're called speed humps down there.
Oh. Yeah.
And I think in Florida, I saw the same thing. It's a speed hump is
Suddenly,
like
this makes sense.
It's kind of, you look around for the bunny rabbits. Where are the speed humps happening? Yeah, speed humps. So anyway, okay. On that note, on Reads Across America Radio, which can be found on we've got iHeartRadio app, Odyssey app, and the TuneIn app. Just search the word Wreath. It'll come up, and at 11 o'clock Eastern time, PM. So what is that? 2300 Eastern time. You can catch our show from the previous week. Okay, so like those of you that were here last night, that's great. You saw last night's, but maybe you missed last week, which was funny and cool and then serious and whatever. Okay, then you can watch that episode. And then this episode from last night will be on this coming Sunday night. So it's just a way to get caught up if you missed it. And then I also must mention our sponsors. Brian, which I have not spoken to Brian in a while, but I'll probably be having a long conversation soon. So with Smart Living, Brian and Andrea, that's me. I lost my whole spiel. Wow, I lost my whole spiel about Brian. Anyway, we have a store. Well, we have our online store where you can shop for American-made, mostly plant-based, natural, good-for-you products. Okay? So if you are interested in that kind of a lifestyle, you know what, you guys, I have more and more friends in the regular world talking to me about buying American stuff. I have so many, like, clothing is tough, but if you need household cleaners, makeup, I do have to say one thing is not made in America. The mascara is made in France, one of the mascaras, and then sent over here. But if you're interested in that stuff, just let me know. Let Brian know. We've got a video we can share after this as well. And then all the others who are sponsoring our newsletter, I got to give a shout out to Derek Iozio at Catch 22. I need to give Kimmer Gwinner, who's with us quite often, a big old shout out. And we have a new sponsor who is amazing. We've got the Boho Hobos Hideaway. And I said Livingston, and I don't know if living something. Anyway, I'll put that link on here as well. They have got these cutest little Airbnb down there, and if you just need to get away for a weekend, check it out. We got our links up everywhere. And then we also have Operation Texas Strong, who I just saw gave away. They have homed 197 veterans in donated RVs. Up here we say campers, pull behinds, fifth wheel, and RVs. And I think down there everything's an RV. It's like a dialectical thing. But anyway, yeah. So thank you to all of them. We're very blessed by the support and the company that they give. Brian Romans is in the house. Hello, Brian. Pat Cornwell, good to see you again. It's been a while. I hear people are busy. It's a weird thing. It's a very, what cord are we pulling, Peterson? Oh, the train. Stop the train. Jeremy Daniels, I am very glad that your front door, I'm going to hope and pray that this is the fix that you're looking for between 10 and 2. I mean, don't go anywhere for 4 hours. Just avoid black licorice. Oh, some people love black licorice.
I'm one of them people. Yeah, I like black licorice. I don't know anyone else that does.
My dad, black licorice and the black jelly beans. He loved them, and so he was always winner when that came around. No, who likes? No, don't make fun of me. But have you had anise candy? Not even spelled the same as Uranus, so don't say that. But anise candy, it's like a hard candy. No, my grandma used to make homemade, and it has the same stuff in it, like black licorice flavoring, but it's so much better. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know.
Me
But
neither.
what's that?
I've never heard of it.
Oh, I'll bring you some next time we come down.
Sounds like a plan. You know what I do? I'm gonna finish up with yes, Jeremy, I am.
Yeah, me too. That is what's meant to be.
You know those old-fashioned candies? She used to buy them in like this freaking cardboard deal, and they just all, you could never get one because they were all stuck together.
Like the little dots.
Yeah, they were just called old-fashioned candy. It was a mixture of all kind of stuff, little bitty squares of hard candy.
Oh.
And it was just all the flavors, peppermint, everything, all piled into one. It was good, super good. Hard to find now, though. But I can remember going to Grandma's house, and there was always some on the coffee table in the living room.
Yeah, the ribbon candy.
Until I was there for a little while.
We have up here, and I know Peterson's been there too, but right up on the southwestern side of the cities, we've got the Peterson, watch your language. We've got the biggest American candy store. I'm not 100% sure it's the biggest, but it's yellow, so you can't miss it. But it has all of the. I bought candy cigarettes at the last time I was, because when I was a kid, honest to goodness, everybody smoked. Not the kids, but all the adults smoked. And I would get those little candy cigarettes and drive around on my trike with that cigarette in my mouth. And I never was a smoker, but the ribbon candy they have there, a million Pez candy. I mean, it's whatever you can think of. So I'm be looking for your candy, Jonathan.
Old-fashioned candy, that's just what it was called.
Love it. Love it. So David Williams Jr., did you celebrate your birthday big time? Big time. And then Pat Cornwell raises a question, for or against humps? I mean, I think they're mandatory, so yeah, we got to have them.
Yes. Well, down here in South Louisiana, I don't know that you need speed, bumps, because all the roads are, like that. But we're notorious for poor roads. But
Christmas. Oh, cherry sours, yes, and lemon heads, atomic warheads. See, they have all of those. Send me a list, Jeremy, and send me your address. I will send you some. They're gonna build a new building because they run out of room, which is crazy to think because it's like a mile long and it's got just packed in with candy. But they couldn't build their new building because of Jonathan, you'll understand this, the water table levels. Couldn't build where they wanted to build. So it's real. It's a real thing.
That's all you got to do. All the time.
Potholes and mountains out there in the Cornwall area. We always say Minnesota has 2 seasons, winter season and pothole season. That's it.
We have the summer and potholes.
I mean, you could call it road construction season, but it's because there's so many potholes, so you might as well just call it pothole season. So.
Well, Andrea, I hope you enjoy the rest of your trip to through Iowa with your family.
Thank you.
And
Jeremy, who's the train captain now?
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I will. It's hot, just like down there and up here in Minnesota.
It's not bad right now. It's 86.5 in the garage, and that's a lot better than it usually is when I'm out here.
Wowzers. So. Nice.
But be sure to check us out at the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6 podcast. Next Sunday, as Andrea mentioned, we'll have Mitch Mackey and Chris Turner on. Every Sunday night we have a podcast. We usually feature a guest and or musician. It's where we get to highlight what other people in the world are doing and what they're doing to make a difference in their communities and all across America. So make sure you check us out every Sunday at 6 p.m. 1800 Central Standard Time. If you get a chance, go check out our YouTube page and subscribe. You can also find us on YouTube. We said that already. On Rumble, Facebook, and pretty much most other social media sites.
Hey, can I also ask on that topic, when you visit or you watch I'm just going to ask. Thank you for letting me ask permission. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. I went on there a couple weeks ago, and I know there were like 5 or 6, people watching in the moment, and there was only 1 like. So if you guys can think about it, yes, link and share. It's the phrase of the year. Anyway, thank you for letting me interrupt.
Yes, ma'am. That was pretty much it anyway. Eric Oligschlager.
I love it.
I must be Mark. Boom. Must be on Mark's page.
Must be. Oh, Mitch is awesome. Good. It's great to share. We'll have those promos out in the next day or two. And so share the promos too if you guys catch them. Invite your peeps.
Yes. And check out the when I get this situated, we're going to put that link up on the People's Patriot Project Facebook pages. So if you're interested in looking at that cruise and seeing if you can find tickets, go ahead and check out the Facebook page, and we'll have all the information that we have up there shortly.
Absolutely.
So
wait, I was trying to share the link. Okay, I'll go back. I got it. Comment. Okay, got it. You're not all on the same page. But there's coming from Faith, Minnesota's largest candy store. You'll have to go into the People's Patriot Project to see that one, I think. Alrighty, sorry about that.
All right.
Are we closing with a song, Jonathan?
Yeah. Yeah. We had 3 songs last night, so let's go with. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them, honestly. You want upbeat or
Yeah.
in the middle? Upbeat.
Yeah,
All right. Can't Touch You. This is Can't Touch You by Mark Ware.
I can drink a drink, I can throw a few down, I can light one up, put it out, stop when it's time, call it a night, and never cross that line. But I can't touch you without touching you more, helping your dress find its way to the floor. No, I can't touch you without losing my mind, coming unglued, girl, it happens every time. No, I can't touch you. I can feel the heat coming off your skin. You always light my fuse and melt me down, and then I'm as good as gone, 'cause I'm nothing but loving you all night long. No, I can't touch you without touching you more, helping your dress find its way to the floor. No, I can't touch you without losing my mind, coming unglued, girl, it happens every time. No, I can't touch you. No, I can't touch you. I can step on stage 20,000 strong and never miss a